So, hey there, and welcome to our spooktacular, spectacular Halloween special. I'm Nas, native English speaker, SALTA certified, and today we're diving into the mysterious, the fun, and the trick-or-treat traditions behind this spooky holiday. Plus, in this video, we've got a fun quiz, some idioms to sharpen your English, and a shadowing short storytelling segment. So grab your costumes, grab your notebooks, grab a cup of coffee. Let's get started. So, something you should know is the first time that I celebrated Halloween was only 12 years ago, and it was in China. It's not one of those festivals that are really celebrated in my home country, which is South Africa. So, today, let's talk about the history of Halloween. Did you know that Halloween dates back over 2,000 years to the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain? Yeah, I know it's spelled very, very differently from the way it's pronounced, Samhain. And the Celts celebrated this new year on November the 1st, and they believed that on the night before, the boundary between the living and the dead blurred. So people lit bonfires and costumes to ward off ghosts. And this is actually something that I experienced in China as well. Pretty cool, right? So let's fast forward to the 21st century, and Halloween is all the rage with people dressing up in costumes, trick-or-treating, and telling spooky stories. It's evolved into a festival of fun and even maybe consumerism, but it still carries some of that eerie spirit from centuries ago. Let me know if you celebrate Halloween in your country. Please join the conversation. Let me know where you're from. Okay, so are you ready for 10 fun facts about Halloween? So, Halloween, celebrated on the night of October the 31st, is a holiday filled with costumes, with candy, and a touch of the supernatural. But beyond the spooky fun lies a rich tapestry of history and tradition. So, we're going to dive into 10 fascinating facts about Halloween, offering insights into its origins, its evolution, and cultural significance. So, whether you're just a casual observer, a die-hard Halloween enthusiast, or an ESL student who really wants to be able to talk about this festival with confidence and fluency, this video is for you. So let's start with the origins of Halloween. And Halloween traces its roots back to the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain. Yeah, Samhain. Strange pronunciation, strange spelling. And this festival marked the end of the harvest season and the onset of winter, a period often associated with death, right? Because everything dies in the winter. So Celts believed that on the night of October the 31st, the boundary between the living and the dead became blurred, allowing spirits to return to earth. So people would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off these evil spirits. So in Ireland, the birthplace of Halloween, many towns and cities still host Samhain festivals, combining ancient traditions with modern festivities. And these events often feature bonfires, parades, and traditional music. Does your town or your city do anything special for Halloween? Let us know in the comments below. And now let's talk about the influence of Christianity. So, as Christianity spread, it began to influence and reinterpret pagan traditions. By the 8th century, Pope Gregory III designated November the 1st as a day to honor saints and martyrs. So this is known as All Saints' Day. And the evening before was called All Hallows' Eve, which eventually became, yeah, you guessed it, Halloween. And in Mexico, Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead, is celebrated around the same time as Halloween. And there's a very similar festivity in China around the same time. So while distinct from Halloween, it similarly honors deceased loved ones with altars, offerings, and family gatherings. Now, let's talk about the evolution of trick or treating. Would you believe that this tradition of trick or treating has its origins in medieval Europe and not in Hollywood movies. Yeah. And in medieval Europe, it was known as souling. So poor individuals would go door to door offering prayers for the dead in exchange for food. And over time, this evolved into the playful, candy centric tradition we know today. In the United States, it is estimated that over 172 million Americans celebrate Halloween, with roughly 69% of them participating in trick or treating activities. Now, would you like to guess what is the most popular candy given out during Halloween? Let me know in the comments below. And by the way, there is a full PDF lesson plan for this topic, free downloadable PDF. So grab your copy today. Now, I mentioned consumerism, so let's talk about the economic impact of Halloween. Halloween is a major economic driver, particularly in the retail sector. And I heard that for Flying Tiger Copenhagen, it is the biggest sales season after Christmas. Yep, imagine that. So in 2022, would you believe that Americans spent approximately 10.14 billion dollars on Halloween related purchases, including costumes, decorations, and candy? How much did you spend on Halloween this year? Let me know in the comments below. Now let's talk about those pumpkins, right? So where did this start? So pumpkins are synonymous with Halloween, primarily due to the tradition of carving the jack-o'-lanterns. And would you believe that this practice actually originated from an Irish myth about Stingy Jack, who tricked the devil and was condemned to roam the earth with only a carved turnip to light his way. Yeah, turnip, not pumpkin. But when Irish immigrants arrived in America, they found pumpkins more plentiful and easier to carve than turnips. So every year, the village of Highwood, Illinois, attempts to break the world record for the most lit jack-o'-lanterns on display, showcasing thousands of creatively carved pumpkins. Let's talk about costumes. Dressing up in costumes has become one of Halloween's most beloved traditions. Originally, costumes were worn to disguise oneself from wandering spirits, right? But today, they allow individuals to express creativity and imagination. Now, let's talk about Halloween around the world. And once again, if you haven't commented, let me know where you're from and if Halloween is celebrated in your country. So while Halloween is most popular in the United States, it is celebrated in various ways around the globe. In Japan, the Kawasaki Halloween Parade sees over 4,000 costumed participants, while in Italy, families celebrate Ognisanti by visiting cemeteries and honoring deceased relatives. And in Hong Kong, Yulan, if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, feel free to let me know. Or the Festival of Hungry Ghosts involves offering food and burning paper goods like cars and houses to appease wandering spirits, reflecting a blend of Halloween-like customs. And like I mentioned, I lived and worked in China 12 years ago. Was it 12? Yeah, 2012, 2013. And one day while walking back in the snow and minus 30 degrees, yep, I was all the way up north in Changchun, China. I actually came across the Festival of Hungry Ghosts. And it was at a crossroads, and I am a very curious individual. So I asked lots of questions, and I saw people selling these paper goods, paper cars, paper money on the side of the road, yeah, in minus 30 degrees. Something else interesting about minus 30 degrees is ice cream gets sold out in the open. Obviously, no refrigeration required, but we will do a video on my time in China at a later date, or maybe I'll do it on our travel channel. So check that out. Now let's talk about the role of horror films. Halloween has a strong association with horror films, which often sees a resurgence in popularity during the season. So think Dracula, right? This genre, horror movies, not only entertains, but also explores themes of fear and the supernatural. Do you like horror movies? Let me know in the comments below. Now let's talk about the science of fear. And what exactly am I talking about? Well, fear is a central element of Halloween, and it has a fascinating psychological basis. When experiencing fear, the body does what? It releases adrenaline, which can lead to a feeling of, yeah, you guessed it, exhilaration, right? And this is why many people enjoy haunted houses and scary movies, and in my case, roller coasters. Now, professional haunted attractions like Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights draw thousands of visitors each year, offering a thrilling combination of fear and entertainment. I have to say, when I went to Disney World, oh, many, many years ago, to Orlando, I think the House of Horrors was my favorite ride. So you just kind of go along, go along. And I turned to my son and said, this is really boring. And suddenly, I'm not going to tell you, you've got to go and try it out for yourself. But trust me, it wasn't boring any longer. So, Halloween is a holiday rich with history, rich with tradition, and modern day relevance. From its ancient Celtic roots to its global billion-dollar celebrations today, Halloween continues to evolve while maintaining its core themes of community with the trick-or-treating, creativity with the jack-o'-lanterns, and a touch of the supernatural. Okay, so in this comprehensive lesson, we're going to look at the storytelling shadowing method, the shadowing practice, which I think is really effective in terms of improving your pronunciation, your tone, intonation, fluency, and really helping you to sound like a native English speaker. So if you want to enhance your English pronunciation, your fluency, you can shadow this section of the video, okay? So are you ready for a chilling tale? And please note that all of this information is available in the PDF lesson plan. It's downloadable, it's free, so grab your copy today. Okay, let's dive into the short story shadowing section about Halloween. On a dark and stormy night, in a quaint little town, much like this one, there lived a girl named Emily. She had heard whispers of a haunted house at the edge of the woods, a place where no one dared to venture after dusk. However, Emily's curiosity got the better of her, and on Halloween night, she made the decision to explore. As she strolled through the forest, the wind howled and the trees creaked, sending a chill through her bones. At last, she arrived at the house. Its windows were shrouded in darkness, and the door creaked open as if beckoning her inside. Just as she took a step forward, a voice whispered her name from behind. Emily turned around and found no one there. She never returned to that house, and the secrets of what lay within remain unknown. Okay, first up, we have all the rage, extremely popular or trendy. In the 1980s, ghost costumes were all the rage during Halloween. Next up, if you have the PDF, it's the column on the right, scared to death, extremely frightened. That haunted house was so realistic, I was scared to death. Next up, skeleton in the closet, a hidden and potentially embarrassing secret. Every family has a skeleton in the closet they'd rather not talk about. Let's move on to over my dead body, something that will never happen or be allowed. You want to cancel Halloween? Over my dead body. Now, a ghost town is a place that is empty and abandoned. After the party ended, the house was a ghost town, not a soul in sight. And last but not least, make your blood run cold to frighten or horrify someone. The creepy music from the movie made my blood run cold. And that's a wrap on our Halloween special. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Remember to practice the idioms we learned today and try shadowing the story for a little extra English practice for your pronunciation, for your tone, intonation, and to help you with your fluency. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment with your answers to the quiz in the free downloadable PDF. And check out those discussion questions. Even if you don't book a session with me, you can use this PDF lesson plan with your personal tutor. And on that note, have a spectacular Halloween, and I will see you next time.